And here we are again. Today we're diving into The Hangover, the movie that I think we've all seen at least once, and that's left us laughing our heads off. And if you watching this video have never seen it, go watch it immediately. Now, let's jump straight into our top list because I've got a lot to tell you. Number 1. We all remember that iconic scene where Stu wakes up missing a tooth. Well, the character, played by Ed Helms, didn't use any prosthetics, special effects, or makeup to achieve this look. Ed Helms actually never grew one of his adult incisors after losing his baby tooth, so all he had to do was remove the prosthetic he wears in real life to play Stu. I knew that effect looked a little too real. Alright, moving on to number 2. You know when in the first movie those 3 crazy guys steal a police car, right? In fact, the first time we see it is when a hotel employee brings it around and parks it right in front of the hotel. Well, if you look closely, you can actually see 2 hotel employees in the background really arguing about the film shoot.
Oh, let's just get it and go. Come on. No.
Do you think they left it in on purpose or did they just not notice it? Let's move on to number 3. One of the reasons this movie became iconic is definitely Mike Tyson's appearance. Although the now marijuana entrepreneur seemed to have a great time in the movie and was enthusiastic about it, that wasn't quite the case. The former boxer openly admitted that he filmed his scenes under the influence of substances he'd taken shortly beforehand. In fact, he was only interested in the film paycheck to pay for his daily drug use. Imagine if he'd accidentally hit Alan with that knockout punch for real. Guys, a lot of you watch these videos but aren't subscribed to the channel yet. If you'd like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because your support means a lot to me. And feel free to leave a comment to let me know what you think or to suggest any movies or TV shows you'd like to learn more fun facts about. Thanks so much, and let's get back to the video with number 4. Did you know that during filming in Las Vegas, a Mercedes was stolen from the parking lot where the production vehicles were kept?
You've got a sweet ride there.
Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. Go on.
The next day, while the crew was shooting a driving scene, the local police had blocked off the city streets. Someone on the production team noticed that among the lined-up cars was a flashy Mercedes. They alerted the police, who arrested the thief and returned the Mercedes to its rightful place. Let's move on to number 5, with everyone's favorite character, Mr. Chow.
Mr. Chow. Leslie Chow.
We all loved him, and it's impossible not to laugh whenever he's on screen. Well, he's not just wild in the movie. He's a bit crazy in real life, too. Originally, the scene where he jumps out of the trunk wasn't planned the way it turned out. He actually decided to do it naked to add more comedy to the scene, and I'd say he nailed it.
With you, I'm with you! You gonna mess on me? Nobody's gonna mess on you!
Number 6. Some of you might already know this, but the plot of the movie is actually based on real events. Of course, several subplots were added to make the movie even more iconic, but the main storyline is true. It's inspired by the real story of one of the producers, Trip Vinson. Years before, he disappeared during his own bachelor party in Las Vegas, waking up in a strip club with a huge bill to pay and no memory of how he got there. Number 7. Do you remember in the first movie when Stu gives a steak to a freaking tiger in the bathroom? Well, spoiler alert, the tiger was real. There were no special effects in that scene. Ed Helms admitted he was understandably terrified to shoot that scene. In fact, he didn't even have to act because his fear was genuine. However, that tiger wasn't one of Mike Tyson's, who at the time owned 7 of them. What can we expect from someone who asks a zoo guard to open a cage so he can fight a gorilla? Alright, let's move on to number 8. After the film's release, Caesar's Palace, already one of the most famous hotels and casinos in Las Vegas, experienced a new wave of success, as reported by representatives of Caesars. Throughout 2013, guests arriving at the hotel couldn't stop quoting lines from the movie. To capitalize on this success, themed slot machines featuring images from The Hangover were added to the casino.
Yes, my turn, assholes.
Let's move on to number 9. While for some actors it was easy and fun to portray their characters, the same can't be said for Bradley Cooper. Don't get me wrong, the actor had a great time on set. However, you should know that he had recently come out of a period of alcohol and drug abuse, so being part of a film that revolves around drunkenness and hangovers wasn't easy for him.
I'm sorry. It happened again.
Nevertheless, during the filming, he had been completely sober for a few years already. Number 10. As we all know, the director of the film is Todd Phillips, but did you also know that he made 2 cameos throughout the trilogy? Well, if you didn't notice, let me show you where and when.
Touch the sky.
See? Oh, you don't see it?
Damn! We're going up, guys.
Number 11. One of the best scenes in the first movie is when Alan hits it big at the casino. If you remember, Alan mentions the film Rain Man.
Well, maybe we should tell that to Rain Man because he practically bankrupt a casino and he was a retard.
What?
he was a retard.
That's not all. The same iconic movie, which if you haven't seen you should definitely check out, is also referenced in a scene. Which one? Well, it's when Alan and Phil go down the escalator at the casino, of course. Number 12. A recurring scene in both the first and second films is when Stu sings a spectacular song. Well, both in the first and second movies, those scenes were completely improvised by the actors. They revealed that it was particularly difficult to shoot those scenes because they couldn't stop laughing. In any case, they became so famous and loved that he was asked to sing them everywhere.
What do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze? Do they dream of mauling zebras or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit?
Number 13. In both the first and third films, we see our protagonists easily climbing onto the roof of Caesar's palace. However, in reality, it was anything but easy. In fact, it was almost impossible. To film those scenes, according to Phillips, they had to go through 42 locked doors and 32 keycards just to get past. So there is no real way to get on the roof at Caesar's. Let's move on to number 14. While making The Hangover, Jeong's wife Tran was going through cancer treatment. So he snuck in little Vietnamese phrases to make Tran laugh. This is why the supposedly Chinese criminal barks orders in Vietnamese, one of which means chicken die, an inside joke between the couple. Let's close with number 15. Do you remember the scene at the police station when they used the taser?
Up close and personal.
Well, just so you know that Phillips wanted to use a real taser in the movie. He was in the process of trying to convince the actors to get on board when the Warner Brothers legal team stepped in and put a stop to this loony idea. Alright guys, that's it for today. I remind you to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about which movie or TV show you'd like to learn more fun facts about. See you in the next video.